Hello, hello, Misty Vanderweele here from Dahlia'd Flower Farm. Oh my goodness, oh my goodness, oh my goodness. So we are all about getting flower high in 2025. That's what our whole year was about. This is our year in review of our highlights of all of 2025, all about flowers and our events and everything that we felt that was worthy of sharing. And it's always so hard to narrow it down. It's easy for me to talk about the stuff that went wrong, like the windstorms and we had, oh gosh, we had a very cold fall. It was kind of sneaky. We had it warm, and then it turned cold, and then we had this. I don't think the flowers weren't the dahlias weren't in the ground, not even maybe 30 minutes, and the wind started howling, and have those young plants and barely being able to be protected from the wind, and they just lost all their leaves. It was just a very, very slow start. And golly, for me, it was so devastating. I'm so glad it didn't happen at the beginning of the season, because it probably would have wiped me out. I probably would have said, no, I'm not doing it anymore. I mean, I doubt that. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. But what happened was, the fortuitous part about that, it was like pinching them again, right? And so they had lots of blooms and lots of tubers. And so we were able to do a great dahlia start sale at the beginning, right after the season ended. We have enough tubers left over to start selling here soon, for winter sales and spring sales of tubers, so everybody can get our dahlias. So ended up being a very, very good thing. But so yeah, let's here we go. So the background picture here, what you see is, it's actually a cake plate, a dahlia cake plate, and it has, some flowers on there, but that's a cupcake in the middle, for one of our events. And then it was really nice that this beautiful, beautiful napkin you see over here. Ooh, let me move my little thing around here. Sorry about that. But yeah, so beautiful, beautiful napkin. Beautiful. It was a beautiful year for our events. It really, really was. Flower stand was spectacular. This is June here. Was, I think, our September event. You can see the leaves, they're turning yellow, and she's kind of bundled up. And but yeah, we had it decked out, flowers everywhere. And yeah, so our flower stand went really well this year. A highlight for the flower stand was, this was the first year that we offered a weekly honor system. So you could come on Wednesdays, buy bouquets in the honor system. Flower stand shops not typically open, and you just pick up your bouquet, scan the QR code, or put your money in the slot and take off. And so that was really great to have that this year. And I'm hoping, well, we'll be doing it again, and we'll probably be doing it 2 days a week this for 2026. So my season last year, it typically always starts in February. I say February because we start some seeds in February, and then I head down to Northwest Garden Flower and Garden Festival in Seattle. And this is always, 2025 was my second year speaking at the event. And the first year we talked about growing dahlias in a cold climate. And then I took the Bubbles and Bloom stage with Gina here, Shrewsbury from Inspirations by Gina. I've never really considered myself, I guess I consider myself a farmer florist, but to be on the stage with such an incredible florist like Gina, showing people how I do things, little way different. I tend to not do rules too much. I like to see what I see. I get inspired. I see the flowers in front of me. And speaking of the flowers, all the flowers for these events at the Northwest Flower Garden Festival they're donated and sponsored. And so the lilies, the tulips, everything you see there that G and I are holding, all was sourced, locally for them. And of course, they just treat your speakers so well. You get a name badge. There was a speaker lounge, gifts, just a beautiful experience. They pay you to be there, and it's great. It was a great experience. I can see myself doing it again. But the ultimate highlight for me for 2025, it's hard to, like I said, narrow them down. But this is of national attention. It is a new book called The Flower Farmers. I was one out of 28 other flower farmers to be chosen to be in the book. And I get to represent the dahlia flower, which is my favorite, as other farmers chose different flowers. It's a beautiful book. Deborah Prinzing here, you see down here in the Sweet Pea Tunnel. She came up here. We had a book signing. I think we sold, I want to say 8 or 9 cases of books. Really phenomenal. We had friends come. We had just customers of mine. We ended up in the Dahlia garden talking about all about dahlias, and we had some good friends just come and celebrate us. Me being in the book, celebrating Alaska agriculture, and it's a really, really big accomplishment. The Florist Review magazine basically talked about it, the Reader's Choice Award, the favorite book award. So wow, how cool is that? So the Florist Review is one of the top floral magazines in the world, really, and it's really great to be the Reader's Choice being the favorite book. That's just so cool. It's so cool, and a big honor, and I love that I got to be chosen to be in the book. So pick it up. That's available on Amazon, and we'll have it available in the flower stand this year. And yeah, so come get a signed copy, or hop over on Amazon and check it out over there. And then I can't say enough. Our events, they've just, again, this is the September event. You can see the yellow leaves. August typically is our favorite one, but I think September is starting to beat out even August. And if you notice, we have a lot more men joining their wives and their friends in, I think I count one that I can see. I'll move my glasses on. So I think we have, so yeah, 1, 2, 3. There is 4 men that came to the September event that are in this picture. And how cool is that? It's not just for women. The dinners are amazing. You get to make a flower arrangement to bring home. And it's always a sold out event. And I'm so pleased and honored to be able to really showcase what we do here on the farm, from the flowers, the vegetables, the food, all the things. So they're going to be launching again for 2026 here very, very soon. And then, oh my gosh, so I always think about the next year, what upgrades am I going to implement? And sometimes the upgrades are a surprise. So 3 of the updates, highlights you see here are surprises. And 1 isn't. Okay, so let's go over them. So gosh, so if you see the leaves where the sink is, the leaves on the floor there. So our studio space is the indoor-outdoor space. So we can walk in with our muddy gear on, set flowers down, do whatever we need to do. And it's just a beautiful space to get out of the weather and to do our, it has lighting in there. And it's also nice to have a water source when you're dealing with flowers in the studio. So you're not have to walk out to the bucket station, which you got to walk around the corner and, get the hose. And anyway, you don't have to do that now. Well, the sink we had before was on like tulip crates, and it was rickety, and it was in the way, and we bump it, and it was just a crazy, crazy mess. So now I don't have that. My husband actually put me in a sink, and across the back of the sink, you put a board there so nothing can fall back behind there. So that's pretty cool. And then the new bucket washing station, this was something I had on my mind for a while. I was trying to figure out how to upgrade the station there, because we had pallets holding up the grates before, and the wood pallets would just get soaking wet in the slugs, and it was nasty and gross. I mean, slugs on the buckets, and we'd have to wash them again, and gross. It was so gross all the time. And I'm sure they were laying their eggs on the wood pallets. And then I'm like, Misty, you have all these tulip crates. Why don't you use those? So anyway, we use those now, and it's nice. It's a nice space. It's 4 feet wide and 14 feet long, so it's kind of nice. And then a side by side. Oh my gosh! So I've always wanted one, but the price tag on them were so huge, And my brother-in-law had this one, and I've walked by it many, many times. But anyway, long story short, we got it from him. It's one of the first side-by-sides that were ever built. My husband cleaned her all up and put some new tread on the back, and we named her Blueberry Bebop because she gets me all around, and she just I don't know, she's green, but I just thought of Blueberry Bebop. And then speaking of my brother-in-law, and another fun highlight that just landed in my lap, and that was a Plan B, our new event tent. And let me tell you, it was so nice in September. It's cooler in September to tuck in there, have our dinner. The musicians fit in there, the food fit in there, and it was a beautiful, beautiful night. Before we'd use my Quonset hut big girl greenhouse, and of course now she doesn't have skin on her. She's moved and getting ready for a new skin. Anyway, we lost the Plan B, and so it's really nice to have the event tent, and it really just makes things extra, extra nice around here. Oh my gosh. Okay, next up was my sweet pea seed dream. So let's back up. Let's see. I think it was 2019 and 2020 that I was growing sweet pea seed for my own personal use for the flower farm. I had ideas that I wanted to sell, but I wasn't really sure if that's what I wanted to get into. And I had all these questions, and our season's so short, and blah blah blah. I had all this stuff, and so Marin Mathis, over there on the right, she wrote a book called Sweet Pea School, and she actually does a class called Sweet Pea School, which I did, and I bought the book, but I still have these questions. Well, she opened her farm in July. Yes, I cannot believe I left my farm in July, because she's in Seattle, or outside of Seattle in Skagit Valley, so I blasted down there for a few days, took a girlfriend with me, and I was able to get my book signed by Marin herself, and just take a tour with all 40,000 sweet peas that she grows down there. I think this year she's even growing more. But anyway, I got my questions answered, and this will be our first year for 2026. We'll have sweet pea seed. Yes, yes, those will be available soon as well. And so we're going to look forward to those very soon. But I'm super excited to be able to go down there. I mean, look at these sweet peas I can grow on the left here. And it's a new endeavor, and super excited about it. Oh my gosh. So tulips and peonies. I grow tulips myself, but I don't grow peonies. In 2024 and 2025, I had crop failure of my tulips, didn't get very many that bloomed. And so I was able to source from Alaska Stems in Homer, which I've done many times. I only do Alaska grown flowers here, so I'll either grow them or they have to be sourced from another flower farm. And it was so nice. Rachel Lord down there, she's so great. She brings tulips to Anchorage a couple times in the spring. So I blast down there and grab her tulips and bring them back. So it's such a highlight to have her tulips. And just really, customers so much appreciate having flowers in May here in Alaska. A lot of stuff ain't blooming yet in May, and even the beginning of June. So that's really great. And then peonies, the magical, wonderful thing about peonies are they bloom before the dahlias do. And there's a little overlap sometimes, but what a great thing to bring into our flower farm is peonies from Wild Berry Meadows out of Meadow Lakes. My friend Sierra Hunsinger, I think she started her flower farm the year I did, or the year before I did, just peonies. And so 2024 was a very, very wet winter, standing water, and she lost a lot of her roots. And so it was really nice to still get peonies from her, and that she would save them for me. No, she wouldn't save for me. I would buy them. But our customers here love the peonies. Oh my gosh. And then we were blessed with long fall. Look at this picture. I mean, it was beautiful. Our fall was so beautiful, a little chilly, but so beautiful. And very happy to be able to have that available. To have that go on. We had snapdragon seed October 30th. That was a shot that I took, those two pictures of the snapdragons, October 30th. Crazy pants. And then I love the picture on the left here with the sweet pea seed right above my head here. You can see the seed growing in there, maturing in there. And of course, spectacular. Gorgeous, gorgeous. And then that was October. Now we're heading into November. I got to be a part of this Her Story in Business, Women in Business event. And it's a historical exhibits of women, Palmer business owner that were women back in the day. And then they wanted to feature for new or for, women nowadays that have businesses. And what's cool about Palmer is there's about 95% of the downtown businesses are run by women. And we have such a robust community here. We have beautiful events here, from Colony Christmas, Colony Days, all the things. And to know that I get to represent one of those women in business, and I was able to talk about them at our train depot. There's a depot downtown Palmer that is not in use anymore, but it's a historic building, and it's been turned into an event venue. So there's craft shows there, there's weddings there, there's this Her Story was there, and for me it's a full circle moment because way back 13 years ago when I started selling my flowers, I had to start really small, and this little Palmer Depot had a Monday farmers market called Monday Market. And so I take my flowers down there, and that's how I started. So it was this kind of full circle moment to talk about my business, what I've learned, the mistakes I've made, and what works and all the things. And it was just a fun event to be a part of. And I loved every minute of it. And it was just a joy to be, to represent a woman here in Alaska and Palmer, as a business owner. And then here we go, December. Right. We've had no snow, or really none, and it finally did snow. And so I had to snap this picture of my ice luminaries that I make every year. Let's move me over in the middle here so you can see them, how pretty they are. 2025 was a good one overall. It was one of our best profit years we've ever had. And that's what's my electricity is trying to go out because we're having another windstorm. So hopefully it'll hold on here a little bit longer, because I would just really like to thank everybody to come watch me talk about our highlights for 2025. Can't wait for 2026. It's going to be a fantastic year, and there's already some really fun, I'm sure, to be highlights for next year going to happen actually here in January. So I'll tell you more all about that later. We have lots of stuff coming, from our events to our sweet pea seeds to all the things. And so stay tuned. Thank you for watching. And I'll just talk to y'all soon.